Henry, Ginny, and Ture. Today, we would like to share this discussion about two main topics. The first one is to have a review of how was 2022 in terms of fitness and health. How was in our perception in terms of the industry and the trends we see in people. And the other couple of topics we want to touch is number one, what are our projections for 2023? What do we see that will be the trends for this year, and how we can be agents of change, and how we would like to contribute to you, to the community around us in terms of fitness and health. So before we start, I want to present my friends and the co-host of this conversation today. So first of all, actually, maybe all of you know these three people, very talented people, and they are part of Pure Fitness in different kind of positions. But we are always thinking about how to get your health and fitness better. So first of all, I'm gonna talk about Jeannie. She's yoga instructor. She's been for yoga instructor for Pure Yoga almost, I think, 5 years or more.
Yeah, since 2018.
Yeah, wow. So
Yeah.
it's been a while.
Yeah.
She actually personally is one of my favorite yoga instructors. So a great instructor. She gives you the right guidance, and is always also a psychologist. So there's a great complement, the physical part, but also the emotional and mental part. So that's what I really want you in this conversation today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks to you.
Yeah,
The other person we have today with us is Ture. He's personal trainer for Suntech Pure Fitness, and he's been with us almost a couple of years. He's from what I perceive when he's training and coaching people, he's always thinking on not just the traditional kind of training, but on improving people's health in order to make them more functional, move in different patterns, explore different things. And on top of that, he has an amazing connection, not just with his clients, but with all of us, with his colleagues and the people around him. So he's always bringing happiness around him. And
I try.
So we actually love to hang out and talk to. So welcome, brother.
Thank you so much, Ivan, for having me over. Thank you guys as well. And I mean, kind words. Yeah, I try to do my best with every single person that I'm in contact with. To me, at the end of the day, that's what life is all about, right? Connection, inspiring people, helping others. I mean, right? Yeah, I'll try. And as of now, yeah, like you said, I've been with Pure like a year and about 3 months now, I would say. So this is just, I mean, it's gonna be just baby steps. Baby step. Thank you again.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today. And the one and only, last but not least. This guy has been working for Pure 5 years. He's been my colleague, my friend, and also we have had the chance to work together in so many projects in our company in terms of group fitness. We also have had the chance to share different things. Pandemic was a time we had the chance also to share more as colleagues and help our community in terms of fitness, especially during those tough times. Is somebody I look up because he's always really clear in the way he talks, in the way he expresses ideas, and also in the way he connects with others and how he positively influences the people that is around him. So Henry, with you guys, and thanks so much for joining us today, bro.
I really appreciate the invite, and yeah, it's been an awesome journey, and I think it's just getting started. So I'm really excited, and just like everyone here, I'll try my best to help out as much as I can.
Yes.
Amazing, brother. So let's start with our conversation. First of all, we're gonna talk about how is our review about the last year, 2022, and I know it's been already couple of months of this year already, but it's better to do it later than not doing it. So we have the chance to discuss these kind of topics and maybe help our the people around us. So that's going to be our first topic, 2022. How was the review for you guys? What are the trends you are seeing from your role as pure coach or pure yoga instructor or psychologist? So I would like to start with Yini about what's your review, what trends you saw this past year.
Okay, I'm going to share from my point of view as perhaps a yoga instructor and also a yoga student, because I attend classes at Pure as well. So in terms of that, so what do I see, right? Perhaps it's kind of like an aftermath of like the pandemic. So people are still kind of working out during work hours. I don't know whether that's kind of like the trend at the gym as well, right? So, but having said that, if I can kind of put it together with the trend that I see perhaps even at work, right? There's somewhat of kind of a, I wouldn't want to use the word struggle, but somewhat of a struggle or difficulty with returning to work, right? Not just from a fitness point of view. So, but if from a fitness point of view, it's more so of people who are in our field, right? So basically, we try to balance out workout and work at the same time. And from pandemic, having the privilege to work from home, that gives us the flexibility. So the review of 2022, I think people are trying to keep up with fitness while returning to work. And somehow that might have an impact on some other areas of well-being. So for me, speaking from the point of psychologist, and perhaps also from a yoga point of view, is that wellness or well-being is not just physical, right? It encompasses social, emotional, intellectual, and so on and so forth. So I think while trying to balance out the physical aspect and probably occupational aspect of the well-being, people are struggling with perhaps social, emotional as well. So yeah, that's kind of like what I see. So that's in a trend in gym and in office as well. So, but of course that again has an impact on, if I can kind of dive into social aspect as well, because when I return to office, sometimes there's no one in the office, right? And so my idea there is, I want to actually share certain things with my colleagues in person, but they are not there. So we are still doing this hybrid thing, not good or bad, but it's just people are trying to work around, new changes in the environment. And I do see how that has an impact in pure fitness and yoga as well. So that's kind of like the trend. So people are trying to balance out well-being in general. People start to be more kind of cognizant and recognize that actually well-being doesn't just encompass, work and fitness, it's everything else as well. So there's a lot of focus on mental wellness. So that's why, if I can put it that way, the trend is also, it's kind of good for my job as a psychologist. People come to see us a little bit more in that sense for support in all aspects. Yeah. So that's for me.
That's an amazing contribution. And yes, I have also seen the changes that it has also impact the gym, because we see people coming to odd times and some people not coming back also, right? And yeah. I don't want to extend more before going through the other points of view. So I would like to move to Ray.
Yeah. Oh, well, like Jeannie nicely put it. I mean, for us, a lot of changes and a lot of things to take from 2022, right? I mean, we all have this idea in mind whereby we want to be better, we want to improve ourselves. However, we tend to forget that life is also sitting there waiting for us. Okay, go on, keep on talking, keep on thinking, keep on planning things, but how about me? And life includes your work, the one that allows you to be able to pay all the bills. Also, you have your family members, you have also other responsibilities as well, right? So, and again, it's all depends on the individual and also on the state of mind. You're gonna come back to the gym and work out. Because I've seen this in firsthand, people sitting on the gym floor, they will do one set and sit there and just, the mind is gone. They think about life, they think about everything. Some of my clients will train halfway, one set done, they're in sweat, but yet the mind is nowhere to be seen in the gym. They're like, I'm like, are you okay? You wanna take a break? And they go, oh yeah. But I mean, it's a work in progress, I would say, step by step, right? So I try to read the non-verbal cues most of the time. However, this is not something that is like, applied to everyone. Some people, when they show up to the sessions, they really show up. Like, I'm here for 1 hour session with Tori, I'm gonna give 100%. Some people, they show up because maybe spouses, someone in their family is pushing them to show up. So they're gonna show up 50% until they get to like the sessions and stuff like that. So it's step by step. And for the 2023, I've seen few people change. Like you said also earlier, I've seen people some miss, they don't come at all. Some people used to be very frequent in the gym 2022. 2023, I have yet to see them. And it's not because they are too busy, it's just because they just decide not to show up. Because the friend messages don't even reply. Some they will give me excuses, oh, I'm still doing this and that. And somehow I see them around the mall. So, but again, we're not here to blame, to push them or to shame them for not showing up. For me, gym is not a place where people, come, show up and just make muscle and go home. To so many extent, and this thing that I came to find out late on in my time in spending in the gym, a gym is a place where I even call my, my safe zone. I work out, I feel well. I go home, I feel a bit stressed with everything that's happening around me, but as soon as I'm in the gym, I'm at home. And this is the reason why I call the painting that we have here in Santec on the wall, the big guy doing a sort of a deadlift, I call him my psychologist or my therapist. Every time I see him there, I'm like, that's my therapist. I feel safe. I feel like, okay, this is where I belong. And I can't say that other people might relate to this. They might come in to socialize as well, to meet their friends, to meet people that they haven't seen in a while. And some they really come in to work out. You can see them when they're working out, they put the earphones in, that's it, they're gone. For 1 hour, 2 hours, and they clock out. Tomorrow they're gonna show up again. It's an ups and downs. It's like a lot of growth to be done, a lot of things to take from the gym or outside the gym as well. But fitness in general is a journey. It's a journey. It is not a race. It's gonna be a marathon for everyone. Okay. And yeah, let's see what Harry has to say, because I don't have much to say about this. I'm still learning. It's a work in progress for everyone.
Absolutely, my friend. And these are really key points. So I love what you say. Gym is a safe place for you. And it's amazing that for some people, gym can become somewhere they can have this kind of shelter from whatever situation they have in life. I know in some way that's also trying not to address the underlying issue, but at the same time, really in using it in the proper way, it might help people just to go to that safe zone and face situations in a controlled manner. And I love that a contribution. And it's also a journey. It has to be done step by step, and it's probably something that is sometimes mess up in our industry. It has to be all or nothing, and then it will always finish in failure. So really key points, my friend. Well done. Amazing. Thank you. Henry, brother.
For last year or 2022, in terms of the overall look of it, I kind of saw two things. The first one is habits. People were more inclined to stick to some kind of habit, whether it's automatically or manually trying to form some kind of habit. And I think it's because the last year wasn't so, the pandemic was still quite present, and a lot of businesses shut down, a lot of businesses opened, a lot of policies and procedures changed, and a lot of traveling didn't happen. So a lot of things were still being quite confused. So people were just focused on what they could control, which is their actions and habits. So habits was a big one. So when schedules have changed or things start to change and travel starts to open, everyone gets a little bit shaken off. So that's the first thing I saw about last year, is that people were really solidifying their habits and doing things on a daily routine. And the second thing is trying something new. A lot of people were trying new things last year. And I think that's the reason why maybe boutique studios or more specialized classes, whether it's fitness or yoga or something specialty related like handstands, or pull-up classes, a lot of people were getting more interested in trying new things in or outside the health and fitness industry. So that's kind of what I observed last year, habits and new things that people were craving for.
I told you guys, this guy is sunsick and clear. So yeah, amazing, brother. It's true. It's true. After people seeing what happened in the pandemic, and actually after the shock we all got from in terms of health and taking care of it, it's all about habits. Just like sanitize your hands, put in your mask. It got us into habits, into things that are small but will make a big difference in terms of health. And yeah, I'm totally agree with you. More habits, people more aware of the power of it. And also, yes, it's been a boom in terms of the fitness industry. So many boutique gyms has opened, so many yoga studios have opened, so it's insane, especially in Singapore. I don't know somewhere else, but at this moment we're talking from here in Singapore, the things we have seen. So in my point of view, I would like to share with you what I have noticed. There's been more health awareness. Now people is more open to train for health, not for outcomes. But I see a trend that things are coming back to what it was before. Now that the schedule is coming back to pre-COVID, people is coming back to office. I have noticed also people is also coming back to outcome based goals. And I also have seen that fitness and health has grown so much in terms of technology in the last couple of years. It's been insane how fitness and has been developing in terms of devices, in terms of apps. You have data of everything you do, sleep, nutrition, and if you want more in-depth information like blood work or DNA tests, every day you have more. And actually I have heard that they are even trying to develop apps that you can take a picture of the food you're taking, and that will calculate how many calories, macros you're taking. So stuff that like that is still in development, and I'm sure we will see more in the future. The fitness business model has changed drastically. It has diversified. I see in terms of, for example, pure fitness, we have more offerings, we have more modalities and also alternatives for members to join in different kind of schemes. So yes, that's another thing I see. Most of companies in fitness have changed and have diversified, and even if they were doing things the same over and over again for many years, they had to change at this point because what Jeannie said, people is not in the office anymore. Some people move into training remotely, for example. So as a company and also as professionals, we have had to move into another kind of offerings. There is an increased interest on fitness as a business. So maybe you guys have seen some of our members becoming also instructors, for example, or opening new gyms or opening new places. And that's one of the things I also have seen this year. And it's amazing how the integration with technology and fitness has taken the step forward also. But that's for me. It is not as bright and shiny as it looks, because it also makes us more dependent of devices and apps. It might make our lives easier, but on the other hand, fitness used to be, or exercise before it was called fitness, used to be something everybody who had access. You could go outside and walk and, I don't know, carry some stuff, do some physical work, and that was fitness, and that was the way you kept health. Now everything is depending on a device or app or place to be done. So that's my point of view. But actually would like to say that it's amazing contributions, guys, and it's awesome how we are talking about mental, emotional. We're talking about a step-by-step process, like Therese said, it's a journey. And as Henry said, even though there is some dark sides, there is also a bright side in terms of what the tendencies we are seeing people are taking, more habits based also. And the boom of fitness, more offerings means more competency, and it means also we're going to be growing in our careers and also as companies.